our current students here. As you can see, they represent almost all of our programs. So hopefully one of our current students here is in the program you're joining, but if not, they have a lot of really valuable advice and information to share with you. So I'm not going to take up any more time. I'm going to turn it over to them. And we're going to start off by just answering the question, why was Drexel CCI right for you? And Abhishek, how about you start us off?
Definitely. So the reason why I feel that CCI is really good is it has an outstanding feature when it comes to selection of courses. You can it has an ability that you can choose classes from almost all the different fields that CCI has to offer, and this opportunity enables students to select courses they believe will greatly help in their learning experience and prove valuable in like the real world job opportunities. And also CCI for most of the courses has co-op opportunities, which I feel is a plus in all the cases. So that's one of the reasons that I feel CCI is right for me. Thank you.
Alex, how about you?
Yeah, go. So, CCI was a correct choice for me because I wanted to join the MS in DS, and within the program, the Master of Science in Data Science is between Computer Science and also Information Science department. So I have a chance of exploring between those two to see if I want to become like full-time engineer, or I want to go deeper into data and become like data analysis or data scientist because I had a business background. So that was one of the reason. And the second reason is also the co-op. I had a chance to have a 6 month of employment during the program before I finished the program. So I think that's a very good opportunities. That's why I think CCI was correct for me.
Hey, Joss, how about you?
Hey everyone, I believe like Drexel CCI was perfect fit for me because as in like HCI student Drexel CCI was a perfect fit for me because of its exceptional curriculum and the faculty over here. And I believe that Drexel offers a comprehensive curriculum that delves deep into like various aspects of HCI, like experience design, usability testing, interaction design. And this specialization also aligns perfectly with my passion for like creating technology that is intuitive and user-friendly. Drexel also allowed me to collaborate with organizations, which allowed me to work on like real world problems, which proved to be like a really good learning experience for me. So I'm currently in like my 5th quarter, and I was doing my capstone project for the last quarter, and I was able to collaborate with like a company in Dubai to solve like a issue that they are facing for their company. So it was a really good learning experience for me to work with the company. Yeah, thanks.
Ida?
So I think Drexel was a great fit for me considering my computer science background and computer science background is a field which demands expertise in different domains like software engineering, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and a lot cloud computing, and etc. So the 45 credit curriculum offered me courses to enhance my skill set in such courses. These courses not only enhanced my skills but also let me explore my interest. CCI also focuses on research and co-op programs in the same domains, which also allowed me to gain hands-on experience in real-world applications.
Sean?
So Drexel CCI is a great fit for me because my undergrad was not I don't have a traditional computer science degree, and I got a lot of my experience in software engineering through jobs and stuff. But Drexel CCI offers a ton of like introductory classes that'll help you get up to speed at a graduate level, and the professors are really committed to whether you're an expert in a subject or not. They're willing to work with you as much as possible if you're brand new to a topic. Like, for example, I didn't take a networking class in my undergrad college, but I took one here, and the professor was awesome, and I got to work with him all the time and ask him any questions that I wanted to, and he was never afraid to, never pushed me away. So Drexel is really great for, I think, all experience levels. Anybody coming in with not a ton of computer science experience, all the way up to somebody who already has a computer science degree.
John?
Yeah, so for me, it was the flexibility. So mainly, I decided to pursue information systems because it's for a project manager, for example, you need to have some, technical understanding, but not, all the nuances of programming, for example. And so I like that this degree was mixed enough where you can take, like I've taken programming classes, but I've also been able to focus more on the management and business side of information systems. So it's been a little good balance of both and being able to tailor around my interests.
And Justy?
Drexel CCI was the ideal choice for me because it emphasizes on experimental learning through co-op programs. During these co-op experiences, I had flexibility to select the courses that align with my career goals, including the subjects like machine learning, software architecture. This combination of real-world experience and relevant coursework provided me a well-rounded education experience at Drexel. Thank you.
Great. And I'm so excited to hear completely different answers from all of our students as to why, CCI was a good fit for them. So really just speaks to how unique we are as a college, but also the different opportunities that we have for all of our students. So the next question I have is, and Sean, I know you're an online student, but I think you live in the Philadelphia area, right? What was the most surprising thing to you about, going to school in Philadelphia or just Philadelphia in general?
Yeah, so like you just said, I am an online student, so I don't live on campus, and I only have visited campus when I was admitted, but I do live in Philly, and Philly's obviously a very large city, one of the largest in the US, and it's complicated, like when you're moving from anywhere, whether you're used to city life or whether you're coming from a more suburban area or a rural area. Philly can be challenging in itself, but there are so many incredible resources here at Drexel that really make the city feel more accessible and more inclusive. Like for example, a lot of our DAs have been here for a while and can tell you all the great food spots, can tell you how to access public transportation here, can tell you how to rent bikes, can tell you anything really that you want to know about the city. Same with professors. Professors have lived here, and I've, gotten multiple recommendations on things from them, and even places around the city. Like we are very close to beaches and things like that. So while Philly is a really large place and it can be very intimidating, don't let me get you wrong, but the resources here that Drexel offers, and just talking to the people that live here, Philly can be a very manageable place to live. So just reach out to people, and everybody has their own flavor of what they love in Philly, and really take the time that you're here to experience all of it if you can.
Thanks, Sean. So speaking about, being on campus, Drexel being a pretty large institution, we have a lot of resources available to our students, both on campus and on our online students as well have access to a lot of the same resources. So Josh, I'll start with you. What resources have you used while you've been here on campus?
So while on campus, one of the valuable resources I utilize is Drexel's shuttle bus service. This is this convenient transportation option not only help me to navigate through campus efficiently, like it can go through, like we can go to Vaidas to Powelton, then back to the campus, and it actually made it easier to attend classes, access facilities, and participate in other various activities around the area in Drexel. Thank you.
Alex, how about you? What resources have you used on campus?
Yeah, since Jason's talking about like a bus, I want more highlight focus on like the CCI building. So like every time I'm on campus, especially when I need help with the class, with homework, I go to CSI lab a lot because all the TAs, they have office hour there, and also they have all like the equipment for you to use if you need anything. And also I use the libraries sometimes if I need like more like different than CCI's environment. Some different environment. They use a library as well. But yeah, that's the most two resources that I have been used while I'm on campus.
There we go. Now I can unmute. Thank you both. Any of our other DAs use any other resources on campus, as you know, an on-campus student, or even online resources that they'd want to jump in and talk about?
Hi, the mostly I use like the library and the shuttle service, as both of the other DAs talked about, and I also use the Drexel's digital library, which is a really good feature, because like you can access most of the research papers, the journals, the books here, and it has like millions of like papers and books available to the students for free. So I would recommend everyone to please make good use of it. Thanks.
Absolutely. Geeta, go ahead.
Yeah, so there are different community centers for everyone. For example, this like they have this Jewish center right near Chick-fil-A, which is dedicated to Jewish people, and they have a separate kosher cafe for them. So we have a lot of options for each one of us, where you can study, where we can have food, you know, trying different cuisines. So that's one of the main things I would say.
Great. Thank you all so much. Yeah, there is a lot to do both on campus, around campus, but then a lot of things you can access even if you're an online student as well. Sorry, I'm having trouble with my mute button. So the next question I have, John, what was unexpected about graduate school for you from when you applied to actually when you started classes? I know a lot of the folks here tonight are probably a little bit nervous, as we talked about earlier. What was something that was unexpected to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was, you know, seeing the commonalities and the differences between my classmates. So for example, I went to a Catholic university for undergrad where everybody was pretty cookie cutter, high school to undergrad, and following the same, you know, career path. But in Drexel's master's program, it's a lot of people from different walks of life who either are going straight from undergrad, took a gap year, or you know, are going back to school 10, 15, 20 years later, if not more. And I think that was one thing that was interesting, because then you get to, you know, work with classmates who have different experiences or might have different inputs than, you know, somebody your own age, for example. But there were some commonalities. So for example, before I started my program, I was pre-med, and going into, you know, tech, I didn't think I would have too many people that could relate to, you know, going from like a more traditional science degree to like computer programming, comp sci studies. So I've met a few people who are on the same boat of, you know, ditching pre-med for joining IT and tech world. So I think that's something that I've really appreciated about Drexel.
Great points. Yeah, again, that really speaks to you know, our college and how unique we are, and I'll keep saying that probably, but our population of students too, from all of our majors are from all different backgrounds. So like John says, it makes for a really, really great learning experience, because you can talk to other people who have different experiences as yourself, and get to learn and grow with them, which is, again, pretty unique for us, and exciting, something you should be definitely looking forward to. And speaking of uniqueness, Abhishek, what is the one or two things that are unique about your classes or your major?
Yes. So I would say my major is data science. And the one thing that is really unique about CCI is because it offers so many majors, let's say it's HCI, it's computer science, robotics, and all of that, you have the option to choose classes that you feel is interesting for you and would help you in the long run with in terms of job search or in terms of a subject that really interests you, you can take all of those classes that come within CCI. And I think that is a very interesting thing that CCI has to offer, and it actually adds a little bit more of a dimension to your classes, because it's not just your course itself, but you have the option to go through a couple of other classes from different majors as well. And the other good thing about CCI is that it offers multiple minors as well. And that is also a very interesting thing, I feel, because when you add a minor to your, your graduate study, you have the option of learning most of the major classes from that sort of minor, and that will help you in your job search as well. I know a lot of CS guys would do a minor in data science. You could, being from a data science, I can do a minor in computer science, HCI, and all of that. And I feel that's a very interesting aspect of CCI, and that's something I really love about CCI. Thank you.
Tejas, as a HCI UX major, how about you?
Hey, I would say that most of the HCI classes are pretty cool and they are really fun and interactive, which makes it like different from other classes, because I've taken like CS classes in my undergrad and they were pretty much like one way, the professors teaching and the students listening. But here in Drexel CCI, like most of the classes that I've been in, like they are really interactive. The professor gives out like he teaches something and he asks the students to like debate about it or like talk about things, and so we get to hear the opinions of like different students in class. And so doing that, I think so I get to like learn collaboratively through like the thoughts and opinions of like the other students. So and this also helped me to like develop my public speaking skills, because I was like introvert before, but I can say like taken HCI classes, I have really improved my public speaking. And I would just like to describe one of so there's a professor in Drexel CCI called Tim Gorshanis. So I was taking like one of his classes and he had this really cool activity in the class where he narrated a story to us and we had to represent it using one line. So we just have to, without looking at the paper, we had to represent the story using a line. So like ups and downs and everything. So at the end, what we did was like we pasted all of the sketches on a whiteboard, and we like talked about like how the same story can be represented in like many different ways. And we also discussed like how this can be like used in like professional work environments. So like the views and opinions of others are also really important for like our overall development. So yeah, I think so this like hands-on and creative way of learning makes like HCI classes really special. Yeah, thanks.
That is really interesting and seems like a really fun class too. Any of our other DAs kind of want to talk about their program, their major, any specific classes that they found unique or interesting? All right. Okay, awesome. So the last official question I have for you all, and for everyone here tonight, please feel free to put more questions in the chat, or any questions in the chat if you have anything you're wondering about before you start classes next week. But my last question for you all is, what is the most important piece of advice you have for our incoming graduate students? So they start next week, new graduate students, new to CCI. What is the most important piece of advice you have for them? I'll start with John.
Yeah, so I think, well, especially if you're an online student, it's important to really keep track of your schedule. So personally, what I do is I, make notes on my iPhone calendar when it comes to due dates so that I don't forget them, because it's easy to just kind of forget that something's due if, you have other things going on personally or at work. So it helps to keep track of a good schedule.
Alex, how about you?
Yeah, my advice for the incoming students, especially who come from like semester, if they took in undergrad, I would say that the quota system in Drexel is pretty much like very fast-paced environment. So, like John said, like having a good like time management skills could be a good thing to have. And also, I would say that take advantage of all the resources that Drexel or CCI offer, like on the faculty and like on the call, like on the classmate that you could find. And I only think that the more connection you have in the grad school, the better you can succeed in Drexel CCI. Yeah, that's could be my advice for incoming students.
Jasdeep, how about you?
So the advice which I give is engage with the professors and TAs. That's a crucial aspect of maximizing your educational experience here at Drexel. Their expertise and insight would actually provide you a valuable context of like clarification on the course material and allowing you to grasp complex concept more efficiently. Additionally, also like build relationship with them, build like so they can mentor you well, and they can give like they can provide you some research collaborations and enhance your overall academic journey here at Drexel. Thank you.
Gita?
My most vital advice for incoming students would be to prioritize self-care and balance in your academic journey, because the quarter-based system can be hectic and demanding. So it's essential to allocate some time for relaxation, pursue your hobbies or interest, go to rec center. Drexel Rec Center is really cool. Also make the most of the resources your university is offering, like academic support and career services, as they can be of big help. Don't hesitate to seek any advice from your mentors, peers. Your university is here is to support your success. Keep in mind, like, your graduate experience is not just about classes. It's also about your personal growth and preparing for your future.
Sean, how about you?
I'll harp again, like most of us have talked about. Don't hesitate to reach out to your professors and your fellow students and even us on the call here. But so I think that's very important. But the other thing I'll say is, if you have an idea of what you want to do after Drexel, even if you have a couple of ideas, try your best to link what you're learning to what you want to do. And it's not always going to line up 100%, but it can really help you. Like I'm in the cybersecurity program, so when I'm in a class, I'm always trying to think, well, how would this apply to whatever, some kind of a cybersecurity role or something within cybersecurity. And even if it's a class that you don't think would be super interested, or you're just taking it because you have to, it can help you really be engaged with the class. So really try to think of where you can apply this stuff outside of class, because it can help, again, draw you back into the class if you're disengaged.
Abhishek, what's your advice for our new incoming students?
Yes, I think one important advice again that most of the people have already given is it's going to be a quarter system. It's going to be 10 weeks. And I would say that that goes really quickly, and one should really keep track of the time. Because it's just 10 quarters, and if you miss out a couple of weeks, you're already late. So I would say what I do in most of the quarters is I keep a good Google Calendar up, and I make sure I put in all the assignments and everything that goes in for that quarter. So that way I'm at least prepared that I know these are the assignments that are coming up and the hours of work I have to put in just to make sure I cope up with all the classes. And I think that is the most valuable advice I can give everyone who's starting now. Thank you.
And Tejas, your piece of advice.
Hey, so my piece of advice to the new and incoming students would be to like embrace the power of collaboration. So I would recommend everyone to like collaborate with the other students of your class, like for group projects or just for like assignments and everything. I would recommend like everyone that if you're facing any difficulty, just talk with your professor, talk with your advisor, talk with your friends. Don't just keep your doubts to yourself, because keeping it to yourself wouldn't like help you in any way. But if you like try to talk with your advisor or like your professor, then there are chances like pretty much that you can get your doubts solved. And if you uh, if you don't feel like sharing your doubts with like the professor or like the advisor, then please at least contact like your friends or like dean's ambassadors like us who are like students, because keeping the questions in your head won't really help you much, and it can also like put you in trouble at times. Like, so, and I would recommend like whenever you're collaborating with someone in your like class, don't just collaborate with the people who you have like done group projects before. So because if you collaborate with people from like different backgrounds, you can get to learn more like more things because like when I was doing group projects with different people, I also came to know that, oh, this thing can be done in this way also. So we get to know like the views and opinions of people about like different topics. So that can be a really great help. And I would also recommend everyone to like prioritize your health and your sleep schedule, because that is really important for you to be like healthy mentally and physically, just to like survive the quarter system. And yeah, that is it. Thank you.
Thank you all. That is all really, really, really great and important advice. The advice I want to give to all of our incoming students is to reach out to your fellow current students, our graduate deans ambassadors. They're here for you not only as prospective and incoming students, but also to kind of be, your peers as well. So if you don't know who to turn to, our deans ambassadors are always here. Again, they've been where you are before. They've been in your position. They've been here at Drexel for a little while, and they're happy to talk to you and, help you pick the class that you should take next, or, where to find the best, I don't know, pizza near campus. But really they're here to be your peers as well. So please take the opportunity to get to know them as well. And again, if you don't know who to reach out to, don't hesitate to reach out to them.